Iponweb is an industry pioneer and world leader in the engineering and operation of highly customized real-time media trading platforms and technologies. And our next speaker is the Deputy GM Emerging Technologies and VP Technical Consulting, who has been with them since the first days and leads Iponweb's initiative around bid enrichment. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Andrey Khemmelis.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrey Khemmelis, and I work for a company called Iponweb. Today, I'm not sure if this is my deck. Oh, yeah, it is. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of our recent innovations around digital data monetization distribution called bid enrichment. So this presentation is going to be a bit less about future and more about now, and a lot about advertising. So first, a few words about who we are, what we do, what is Iponweb, as many of you may not have heard of our company. Iponweb is an engineering company, and what we do is we bring forward, deliver various custom media trading solutions to our clients. Those real-time automated systems, they buy media, sell media, or perform some other operations. We are heavily focused on machine learning and data science as a business, and that's what we've done a lot over the past 12 plus years of our history. So before we talk about bid enrichment, let's just take a step back and remember, what is it exactly that advertisers want? What is all this marketing, advertising, and complicated systems we deliver to them about? So advertisers want audiences. And that's a fairly obvious statement, but I think sometimes it gets lost in this vast digital space. But that's basically the only thing they want. They don't want to buy inventory because of a brand behind it or some other qualities. The entire media purchasing is about connecting a brand, its products, and target consumers. In order to drive brand discovery and recognition among them, to retain them, to convert them to loyal, returning customers, and surely any advertiser expects an additional revenue as a result of a marketing activity, ideally an incremental revenue. So here we have a few cute classical examples of traditional ads where context and location have been used as a proxy to audiences. With context and location, advertisers could understand what kind of audience is behind this or that media, this ad placement, that teleslot, to make a thoughtful decision in terms of where to direct their marketing spend. And it was quite obvious to put some washing detergent commercial in the middle of a soap opera, or various contextual print placement, like in a sports magazine for beer drinkers, or luxury goods consumers in Vogue, or this straightforward proximity-based banners pointing out at the nearest McDonald's, or this funny placement having bowling pins instead of your teeth, advertising dental implant insurance. So each of those channels has a different concentration of audiences, and some of them are, and historically there's been a number of companies verifying and validating those audiences to give advertisers, provide them insights into what they should expect behind this or that media. And obviously, some audiences are more concentrated than others, has a higher contrast, like car drivers listen to more radio these days than an average person. But there's a lot of overlap too, and it's obvious that some family members may end up watching a telecommercial and an outdoor billboard advertising a vacation leisure resort. So along with this concentrated audience buying, historically, there's been a lot of waste in a sense, where your ad campaigns are seen by many people outside your target group, which may or may not be a terribly bad thing to your business. Sometimes it is done intentionally, But more often than not, marketers try hard to minimize this waste. So what happened with digital in regards to advertising? What was this transformation? There's been two major milestones, I'd say. One was search, when advertisers for the first time got an ability to target user intent at a fairly granular level to drive up direct response to their ad campaigns, which was quite cool and still is, but in my view, a more disruptive one was when real-time programmatic trading, RTB, came around. And for those who don't know this, these days you can actually buy individual digital ad placements in real time through special media trading platforms. And that RTB, on one hand, it gave nearly unlimited opportunities to marketers, to advertisers to target their ads better, to optimize their marketing spend, and essentially reach their audiences. While on the other hand, it dramatically increased complexity of media trading operations and introduced a lot of intermediaries as part of this process. So that led to a few challenges that very much still persist around digital trading. These are obviously fraud, and fraud is a huge issue in this space. Fraud is just rife. Its amounts sometimes are truly astonishing, and no single advertiser wants to buy non-human generated impressions. They want real people. Then you as a data owner, if you want to make your audiences available to buyers, you basically have to deal with this enormous fragmentation of the ecosystem, with all those hundreds of platforms out there buying and selling media. And while doing this distribution, you want to ensure that your audiences, they are available at scale to buyers, that nothing is getting lost in between transfer from one system to another, or like cookie matching or storage or some other issues. You as an advertiser, you surely want to buy only quality data, and you want some guarantees that behind this or that data segment, there's exactly the audience that you requested, that you want, and that this data is recent, that it shows the current state of things and not months old without refreshment. And last but not least here, when it comes down to really high-value data assets, first-party data, you as a data owner, you basically want a certain level of security to have been put around those in order to protect and minimize exposure. So we came up with a solution to address, solve, or at least mitigate all these challenges called bid enrichment. And the main idea behind bid enrichment is that digital data is no longer offered separately to buyers, but as always bundled, coupled with media, and offered as a packaged data product. Yeah, this is, by the way, some wrong operating system version, all fonts kind of are off. Anyway, so, and that's, if you think about it, that's the only way that media has been historically purchased by marketers, agencies, and advertisers, and how media planning has been done. Because the media plan itself is a list of various suppliers, assuming some audiences behind each of them, and there's no separate charge data fee per se. Then when you as an advertiser buy this packaged product, you basically get closer to the data owner, making this entire transaction more trustworthy, because you're basically buying your audiences directly from the source. And just technically, bid enrichment addresses scalability and fragmentation issues, because now you don't have, as a data owner, integrate your data into all those disparate systems. You just monetize it through this enriched media. And so what's practically a bid enrichment engine, or a BE, what we call it internally, it's basically a first-party special media trading system that is capable in real time identifying certain ad impressions, collating user data, user profiles that are captured within the system, and overlaying that on top of media, offering an augmented, enriched bid stream to buyers. And this is a pretty cool thing because this entire operation happens 100% in real time. It takes like less than 10 milliseconds, basically. And advertisers can now buy and access exact audiences that they have agreed on with the data owner previously. And there are many applications of bid enrichment. I'd mention 3 distinct verticals. It's various niche, unique data assets that are currently not even present in the ecosystem, but that advertisers would very much love to get hold of. Things like business travelers, frequent flying program members, shopping club cards. Then bid enrichment is a good fit for publishers themselves, for media owners, because it allows them to facilitate audience extension at scale, removing all this operational complexity around running and trafficking ads themselves. And finally here, it's when it comes to very sensitive CRM-derived data assets that can identify who is that given individual behind this or that ad impression, whether it's a male or a female, let's say. And CPG brands like Unilever, P&G, for some of their products, that's the only targeting they basically need. If they know this with 100% that they show ads only to males or females, they are ready to pay good money for that. Bid enrichment benefits the entire ecosystem because now buyers can access their audiences better, sellers get high yield because bid enrichment increases overall liquidity and drives up media CPM. Well, consumers get a more tailored ad experience and data owners can establish an incremental revenue stream monetizing their data. And this is a case study of a live bid enrichment engine that we delivered to a well-known company, Experian, which allowed them to improve to establish a better data monetization strategy for their assets. And that's the last one, future of media buying. Well, as we all know, media around us is getting only more and more addressable, and that's an unstoppable process, evolutionary process. So will advertisers want to reach their audiences only more effectively, only better and better, and we think that bid enrichment is the right step towards it. Thank you, that's all I wanted to share.